Hey man, and today you'll be reacting to another Internet Historian Expleened story mode video, and this one is Silent Hill 4. Now we're just going through all these Silent Hill for now. I know I said I'm going to go back to the Resident Evil one, and I will, after the Silent Hill stuff, so there is a lot. Like for a series that I only heard of but never played, I didn't realize there was this many, so yeah. Let's see every Silent Hill so far has been something. Like the first one obviously set the tone, and one of them was like, it had so many twists upon twists, and the previous one, Silent Hill 3, was just odd. But anyways, let's see what 4 is about.
One take, I'm busy. In fact, so busy I had to bring someone else in. Silent Hill 4.
Wait, start again, I wasn't ready.
In the town of South Ashfield, about half a day's drive from Silent Hill.
Oh wait, there's actually a bustling city? That, from what I remember, what I saw, all the other ones, there was only like 1 or 2 people in the actual city.
Lives a man called Harry Townshend.
It says Henry on the wall.
Oh, called Henry Townshend. He lives in the South Ashfield Heights apartment, room number 302. And despite his...
Read it. Read
I
it.
don't want to read the commentary bit. And he is very content with his life, despite his haircut. However, he's been having a recurring nightmare. Roll the footage. And also, he's been chained in his apartment from the inside, and he can't get out.
Oh, he's quarantined. It wasn't the COVID.
The window won't budge, and no one can hear his knocks and/or screams, and his phone, TV, and radio have all stopped working.
Should probably pay those bills.
He seems to be in quite the pickle. Oh, okay, no, hold on. It says here, Henry is trapped for 5 days.
He's dead.
Wow.
Okay, so he's got food? Does his plumbing work? On the 5th day, he discovers a mysterious hole is opened up in the bathroom.
That's not the hole I wanted. Whenever they say there's a hole in the restroom, that's not what I imagined.
Wall.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I didn't even put that together.
This is a PG game.
Hey, I wasn't.
Right? Henry grabs a steel pipe and enters the hole. The hole leads Henry to a subway platform. Oh, like in Silent Hill 3.
Wait, wasn't he on like the 3rd level of the apartment buildings?
Then Henry meets Cynthia, who believes that this whole thing is just a dream.
Get out of the way.
That's my life, it's my life.
Get out of the way.
It's like a mutual dream where they're both connected somehow.
Your thing actually ends there.
Despite this, she asks Henry to help her get out of this wacky scenario by putting
Her fingers in his mouth. No, I sit first,
There
actually.
was no full stop after that one either, so this next one's mine as well. If he does so, Cynthia promises him a special fate. Oh my god, what is this game rated?
Henry and Cynthia explore the subway platform, but Cynthia soon feels ill. No, you do the lady.
Is that more feminine?
Not really. She heads into the bathroom to deal with her womanly problems,
She's taken a massive dump.
while Henry
I
waits.
think, despite how this building looks, it looks all run down. The lights still work, and I guess the plumbing still works. Sure.
He's attacked by some dog-like creatures. Henry fights them off. Quick, we need fighting sound effects. Amazing. He then goes back to check on Cynthia. It's your turn to read now. I waited till he took a sip from his drink.
He goes into the bathroom to find Cynthia, but she isn't there. However, he does find another hole. Henry wakes back up in his apartment. It was a dream. He finds a pistol behind something, doesn't say what it says in the script, and a new peephole behind a chest of drawers. Man, this dude's just finding holes in everything.
He uses the peephole to spy on Eileen, but then Henry is ripped away to answer the phone. It's... Cue the cards. Who is it?
Cynthia.
Come on down.
She's still down on the subway platform. So she tells Henry to meet her by the turnstiles. Henry heads back through the hole in the bathroom wall and back into the subway platform. Henry evades more monsters and makes it to the turnstile. Ooh, look out. Ooh,
I mean, I guess that's... Yeah, I mean, I don't know how hard it is to program walking, but I guess if they're gliding like that, I guess it saves some sort of resource, whether it be animation budget, hard drive, computer resource. I don't know. It seems odd for for them to be just floating like that.
Touch me, haha.
Downstairs, Henry finds Cynthia trapped inside a train car.
He hears
Oh,
Cynthia's
no.
voice crying for help over the station's loudspeaker. She tells Henry she's made it out of the car to meet her at the ticket barrier.
Henry heads to the
Okay.
ticket barrier,
Ooh.
but it's too late.
Someone's gone and made a mess out of Cynthia.
Are you okay?
He's got that steel pole still. You'd absolutely poke it with the
Yeah,
pole, yeah.
just give it a bit of a mix.
Maybe you like just fill some of the steel pole with it, and then you blow on one end.
It's like a pool
What?
noodle spitting out water.
Henry notices that something has been carved into her chest. 161.
8008. Cynthia is bleeding to death. She tries to comfort herself in her dying moments by saying, "It's all a dream."
It was all a dream.
Henry holds her as she dies. He's not getting that special favor, is he?
Suddenly, Henry wakes up.
I mean, depends if he's into corpses. Huh?
In his apartment again. Oh no. And then he hears sirens going on outside. So he looks out the window
Is this like Groundhog's Day or something like that?
and he sees an ambulance and a police car outside of the subway. And Cynthia, she's there being carried out on a stretcher. Oh no. Henry notices that the hole in the bathroom wall has gotten bigger. He's
I mean, he's been using it every time. Of course it's going to get bigger.
bragging. He jumps into the hole yet again.
Oh,
This
no.
time though, he ends up in a forest.
This forest happens to
Ooh.
be in the Silent Hill.
Oh.
Fuck. Henry explores
Is that
the forest
why?
and then quickly finds
called
another
Silent Hill.
hole.
He wakes back up in his apartment. Looking at his front door's peephole, Henry sees his neighbors, Eileen and Richard, talking right outside the door. Henry bangs on the door,
Why are there handprints on the wall? Are they going to explain that?
but his neighbors cannot hear him.
Henry is quick to jump back into the bath. Why is this funny? Henry is quick to jump back into the bathroom hole. Back in the forest, Henry explores some more. Oh, what's this? Oh, a twig. What mysteries?
Oh, okay.
His path crosses with Jasper, a paranormal investigator, who is sitting at the base of a large rock. Jasper tells Henry about the history of the rock.
So this rock here, this bad boy, is used for ceremonies to talk with the dead. Apparently a cult has been using it more recently, referring to it as the Mother Stone. I point you in the direction of an abandoned orphanage, which was run by said cult.
Henry makes his way to an
Right.
orphanage named the Wish House. On his way there, Henry finds a frightened child in the graveyard. Before Henry can ask what the boy is doing there, the kid runs off scared.
I have shown up. I am Jasper.
I was going to make a joke about how the Wish House was making stuff for Wish, but
Hello.
Thanks, Jasper. Henry gets to the Wish House. There, Jasper is complaining about being thirsty.
Oh, I'm so thirsty.
really?
So Henry gives him some chocolate milk.
Oh,
Where do you get the chocolate milk from? And how long has he had it? Ugh. I feel like you have to be really, really thirsty to drink probably warm by now chocolate milk that may or may not be spoiled. Like, if it's spoiled, then you're gonna be even more dehydrated.
God, yes.
That is not a thirst quencher. Here, have these saltines and cigarettes. Henry and Jasper finally head inside. The two split up to explore the house. But then, oh my god, Jasper's on fire.
Ow.
Oh no!
He's burning alive.
It must
Jasper
have been the milk.
screams.
Ah.
Perfect.
He
He
needs
screams
some
that he's
more
finally
milk.
met the devil.
Pretty nice chap.
Henry notices.
Wait, there's a number. There was a number on him.
Perfect. He screams that he's
Right
finally
there. 1727.
met the devil.
Pretty nice chap.
Or
Henry notices that Jasper, like Cynthia, has numbers carved into his
oh, there's
chest.
more numbers.
17121.
Henry awakens back in his
I was
apartment.
a little
The
bit
radio, or the TV, who knows, is reporting on the death of a burn victim in an orphanage in Silent Hill. Rest in peace, Jasper. May his heaven be filled with chocolate
Don't
milk.
read that one.
The news reports mentions the numbers carved into Jasper's chest, linking it to a Walter Sullivan case from 10 years.
I wonder if the other article to the right's any relevance, if it has any relevance.
Chalky
Don't
milk.
read that one.
The news report
The decorated officer Sybil Bennett disappears. According to a spokesman of the Brams Police Department, Officer Sybil Bennett entered the Silent Hill city limits during a high-speed pursuit last night on Route 13. Obviously, it's going to be on Route 13, right? But every horror trope. Bennett is a decorated officer and local hero for rescuing a kidnapped child lost in Silent Hill 3 years ago. According to investigators, the other vehicle involved in the chase was said to be carrying two individuals: a young woman, Rose De Silva, and her daughter Sharon, last seen at the Brahms Diner. So she received some local fame a few years ago after she heroically rescued a young boy in Silent Hill. A man had kidnapped the young boy and thrown him into an open mine vent. Officer Bennett was presumed missing as well for several days in Silent Hill. She and the boy reappeared at the city limits for her courageous efforts. She received a Medal of Honor from the governor. Okay.
Reports mentions the numbers carved into Jasper's chest, linking it to a Walter Sullivan case from 10 years prior.
What a mystery. There's a knock at Henry's front door. It's the superintendent, Frank Sunderland.
Henry tries to yell out to Frank, but to no avail. Frank's master key doesn't even work. Despite thinking he heard something, Frank ditches his attempt to gain access to apartment 302.
Later,
I wonder how... Because it surely can't be that soundproof because there's a hole to the next door. So, because I was thinking like, if they can't hear it because of the door, the thickness under it, I don't know.
Henry is just watching Eileen, and that gets boring, so he decides to once again plunge into a hole in the bathroom. He wakes up in a circular corridor.
How can a corridor be circular?
He's in a water prison located in the middle of
I mean, isn't a panopticon like a kind of like a circular corridor? Kind of.
Toluca Lake. Remember Toluca Lake? Henry immediately hears cries for help. My legs are wet.
But my cuffs are bone dry.
So he goes out trying to find the source of the pleas for help. But instead, he finds clues about the prison's history. Clue number 1. Children from the Wish House were sent to the prison when they were misbehaving.
Okay.
Number 2. Children were under constant surveillance.
So this is basically the ranch, but underwater?
Number 3. This place drove many of the children crazy. Number 4.
So it's like the ranch.
Diary entry alludes to a murder room behind the prison's
Like
kitchen.
Dr. Phil's
Number
ranch.
5, yikes. That's what it says there in the script. I'm just...
Yeah, because like, I mean, I obviously I haven't been in the ranch. I just heard stories about the ranch where they would send people from the show that wanted to, I guess, better themselves, but it turned out it wasn't bettering them at all. Maybe. It's been a while since I read that story, but...
Henry finds prison guard Andrew DeSalvo, who's been calling for help. Andrew screams...
Help.
Thank you, Andrew. Andrew screams about Walter coming to kill him. Andrew begs Henry to help him escape.
You gotta help me.
When Henry is finally able to free Andrew, he finds him talking with the little boy from the forest graveyard. Andrew is begging with the boy, who doesn't answer, and then books it. Andrew tells Henry the boy's name is Walter Sullivan. That was the name from the thing before. Remember? According to Andrew, Walter was a really creepy kid from the orphanage who loved to read books about wizards and witchcraft.
He started killing as a kid?
Well, the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
Then Henry finds another hole, leading him back to his
I remember, like, I don't know if people remembered, but
What, the Harry Potter series?
Yeah.
back in the day, it was like... Now, this was before, like, knowing, like, J.K. Rowling and, like, what she stands for and all that stuff. Like, I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah, there was like a time period where the Harry Potter books was when the Harry Potter books was so popular, but people was just like, oh, it's about witches and wizards, it's bad. Kind of like how there was like a ban on Pokemon in school as well. I think there was a ban with Harry Potter, if I remember right. It just didn't stick. Because I mean, with Pokemon, I could see it in the sense that it could distract you while they're trying to teach you and you're just playing Pokemon. But I mean, I don't know. There probably was another reason why they banned Pokemon. That probably was stupid, but
Then Henry finds another hole, leading him back to his apartment. There's
So
a
many
scrap
holes.
of red paper that's been shoved under his front door. It's
like the thumbnail for this one like showed Seinfeld. It should have just showed a lot of holes or something, but I guess it might trigger some people's trypophobia.
From someone's diary.
Don't Google
The
that.
entry tells the writer's
Investigation into a mass murder that took place 7 years prior. Hey, did you know it took
It's a
place
time
7
traveling
years
hole.
prior?
Whoa!
Right. 10 people were killed in 10 days, all with numbers carved into their chests, in the same pattern that Cynthia and Jasper had carved into them. I'm not reading all those numbers. Conveniently, the killer also carved their name into these 10 victims as well.
I mean, it's all the same numbers, just the first 2 digits go up. Or, I mean, the second digit goes up by 1, everything else stays the same. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 right there.
Conveniently, the killer also carved their name into these 10 victims as well. Walter Sullivan.
Henry heads back to the bathroom hole and back to the water prison, then finds Andrew DeSilvo's dead body with a number
Shock.
carved in. Henry wakes up
18.
back in his apartment. He heads into the bathroom to find the bath tub covered in blood.
Free blood.
Nice. Henry has a conversation between Eileen and Frank outside of his apartment's front door. Frank tells Eileen that this isn't the first time something strange has happened in my apartment.
It's not his
Right.
apartment. Frank's the superintendent, dude. Come
It's-
on, keep up.
The man who lived there before Henry, whose name is Joseph, was apparently also holed up in his room for an extended period of
Get it? Hold up.
time, just before he vanished. Frank tells Eileen that there's something wrong with this whole building and you gotta get out of here immediately.
Once again,
I wonder how much they're charging for rent.
Henry ventures through the hole and this time wakes up in a dank alleyway with surprisingly good lighting.
And I guess they ran out of different ways to introduce characters because someone just falls from the sky.
Wow.
It's one of Henry's neighbors, Richard Braintree, who, despite falling
Okay.
about 5 stories, gets up just fine.
Dusts
Holding
himself
a
off.
weapon.
Richard recognizes Henry and is quick to surmise that something isn't quite right. Big brain tree. They both live in the same building, so there must be something wrong with the entire South Ashfield Heights apartment building. All the mystery thickens. Richard guesses that the same thing must have happened to Joseph, the journalist who lived in 302 before Henry.
Henry and Richard split up, both trying to find different ways out of the freaky world. Henry
Okay.
fights off more monsters before coming across Richard brandishing his gun at a young child. Richard recognizes the child,
Walter
as he
Sullivan.
once caught him sneaking around his apartment. He demands that he tell me what's going on. What do you know? How you get in my apartment all the time? What is this place?
Who are you?
Imagine like seeing this without the context of knowing that he's the serial killer. It's like, this looks bad.
Who am I?
When's dinner?
This proves to be a bad choice on Richard's part, as Henry later comes across him
Oh,
strapped to an
no.
electric chair. Henry is unable to save him. On Richard's
Oh,
forehead
no.
is the numbers 1, 2, 1.
19.
That's not the right numbers.
19121. Richard claims that the
Okay.
child is not a child. He's just
So
very
that's
short.
number 19?
And that he's actually a man.
And what a man.
And then just learning to count numbers. He's up to 19 now.
Henry wakes up back in his apartment once again. Looking out the window, he sees a strange man across the street just
I wonder why
pointing to
he's safe,
Eileen's
though.
apartment. 303.
Everyone
In
else
his
has been
lounge room, for
targeted.
whatever reason, Henry can just hear police radios. The police are talking about the death of Richard.
Breaker. This is the police. I saw Richard dead. We need to put out an APB for a copycat serial killer on our
Right.
hand. Henry checks on Eileen through the peephole, looking good. It looks like she's getting ready for a party of some kind. Henry goes to the bathroom. Wow, look at this. The hole is big. He's very confident in himself.
Maybe he's just
It's getting bigger and rounder
To the
according to the
bathroom.
text.
Wow, look at this.
So I was like, it's getting bigger and rounder. I think I've seen this pattern before. It's a circle. Of course you've seen this pattern before.
The
Jeez.
hole is big. He's very confident in himself.
maybe he's just getting smaller.
Henry shimmies his way into the hole and then walks up to some kind of darker dimension of his own apartment building.
Oh.
Henry sees a long-haired man knocking on Eileen's door before walking away.
Goodbye.
He goes after this man and finds him sitting on the stairs. Oh, what's wrong, bud? Have a rough day? He's holding a
He's
doll, saying it was given to him a long time ago. He offers it to Henry. Henry does not accept the toy. No, thank you. I have a doll at home.
Henry finds another hole and it leads him back to his real apartment. It's just the system of transport they have in this city. Here he finds another one of Joseph's diary entries slipped up.
I feel like, I don't know if it's because I played it. I don't know if they intentionally mean it as a reference to this game, but when I played, what was it, Lorelei and the Lost Eyes? There was a maze and there was various holes in it where you can get like dollar bills from, and you collect the dollar bills to buy some collections for achievements and stuff like that. But the design really looks like this. So I don't know if that was intentional, that it was just like a callback to a Silent Hill game.
Under the door. Lucky for us, Joseph is essentially journaling all of the game's exposition. He cracks the code for the numbers carved into the victims. It turns out that the 1 is not actually a 1, but a /, meaning victims were being numbered out of 21. Oh, that's not a bad twist.
I mean, I knew they were numbered,
Walter was planning on killing 21 people, but never finished the job because he was eventually found to have killed himself. It's like...
Wait, no, he was... What was it? No, it was, 18, right? Like this one, yeah, no, this was 19, so there's 2 more. So there's 2 more
movies.
I assume it's the neighbor and him, maybe?
7, except it's 21.
It's 3 times the size of the movie.
3 times.
Henry takes a look out of his door's peephole to see the same long-haired man staring back at him.
Henry swan dives right back through the hole and back into the otherworld dimension of his apartment building. Ooh. Here he comes across a journal entry from Frank Sunderland.
Who?
He's the superintendent dude. Where we're able to get more insight into why he keeps a loose umbilical cord lying around, just dangling.
No, hold on, we can't skip over that.
No, he's already said it before. He has it in his apartment. It's like in a jar.
Just
It's his pet.
because.
Oh.
30 years ago, a young couple who lived in the building left in the dead of night. Their newborn child was left alone in the apartment.
With its umbilical
Is it Walter?
Nice. Frank called the authorities straight away and never knew what happened to the child beyond its survival. Frank goes on to write that he often sees a young kid hanging around the apartment
Walter,
number
isn't it?
302.
He hung himself with the umbilical cord.
Ugh.
Oh,
An umbilical cord.
I'd assume it was only like 1.5 feet long.
Like, you know, have one of those balls on like a string that you can throw and that comes back to you?
Yeah.
That's what the umbilical cord's for, right?
Henry flails about in the gross apartment. Then he finds keys for Eileen's apartment. Oh no. Looks like he's too late. Eileen is barely alive and she's covered in blood.
How did I
and
figure
she's
that out?
lying on at the feet of the child, Walter. She has 20/21 carved into her back. He asks child Walter if he ever found his mother, but he doesn't respond. Eileen tells Walter to get out of here. It's too dangerous.
Didn't he just stab her?
It's not too dangerous for a man, Henry thinks to himself just before he wakes up back in his bed. He goes to check out the hole in the bathroom,
It's sealed.
but it's been blocked.
Hate when my holes are blocked. Looking out the window, he sees an ambulance leave the parking lot. Eileen is in there. Henry looks through the trusty peephole into Eileen's room. He hears some detectives talking.
The rabbit is staring back at you.
Do you think that the recent victims were killed by ghosts or something?
That's stupid, you fucking moron. Henry notices that the other dimension is...
Oh, they didn't even mention about the doll that was staring back? Like, what? I don't know if it's trying to reach us or if it's trying to warn us, but that's creepy.
That the recent
That's creepy.
Henry notices that the other dimension is starting to affect his
creepy.
apartment. Various parts of his apartment have become haunted by ghosts and ghouls.
Henry improves the situation
we are
with
next.
some candles, some decent mood lighting.
Lavender.
Using the talisman he collected during his adventures, Henry constructs another hole portal in his... He puts a hole in the fucking wall.
Good luck getting a deposit back on that.
And Henry leaps into it, and he wakes up in a hospital. Once again, he sees a long-haired man. This time, he's busy. Doing what exactly?
Do I want to know?
He's removing her organs. Oh my god. Henry does
that's not what it looked like on the curtain. Not at all.
the brave thing and gets out of there.
In the hospital, Henry finds a bunch of monsters. Some ghostly moving wheelchairs, some dead bodies, Eileen's bag, some x-rays, Eileen, more monsters. Wait a second, that was Eileen. And she's freaking the fuck out.
She's
and rightly so.
alive.
Henry says he can get them out of this.
I can get you out of here.
Thank you, Henry. Take me to your hole. But it turns out that Eileen cannot see this hole, so she can't go deep into Henry's hole with him.
Henry returns to his apartment. Here he finds that someone
She
has
needs
slipped
her
an
own
envelope
hole.
under the door. The letter within says, "Dear Henry, if you wish for this all to be over, you must discover the ultimate truth. You must go deeper." There's also a small key in there to help. Henry and Eileen leave the hospital and find themselves at the top of the spiral staircase. On their way downstairs, Henry and Eileen visit a bunch of places that they've visited before.
In the subway station, Henry and Eileen fight a ghost version of Cynthia. In the forest, they face a ghost version of Jasper, who is constantly on fire. My name's Jasper. Put me out with some chalky milk. In the water prison, Henry must must impale Andrew with a sword. And in the fourth otherworld, Henry must defeat the ghost version of Richard. Finally, at the bottom of the spiral staircase, they find...
Wait. Did she just try to attack with a purse?
Defeat the ghost version of Richard. Finally, at the bottom of the...
She did try to... We have like this hatchet, this axe. She had the purse. Like, I wonder what's gonna do more damage.
Spiral staircase, they find an entrance to apartment 302. Inside, things don't seem quite right. For one, it's all grayscale, and there's a bald man descending from the ceiling. It's Joseph, and he's here to drop some exposition.
Number 1, that long-haired guy. Yes, that's Walter Sullivan. What a twist.
Grown up.
He's the bad dude been killing people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This one sucks.
Let's just cut this out and go straight to 5.
There have been 2 Walters running around, the child version and the older version. Number 2, 34 years before the events of this game, Walter was born and abandoned by his parents. Frank found baby Walter and kept his umbilical cord, for some reason, while Walter got shipped off to the Wish House. There must be a place where you can try an umbilical cord.
What do you mean by try? Like a nerd rope or something?
Yeah, but like dried up. And then we'll eat theirs.
Yeah, got nothing better to do.
Number 3, it was at the Wish House that the cult running the orphanage introduced Walter to witchcraft and a bunch of magic stuff. Walter became obsessed with the ritual called the 21 Sacraments, as he believed it would bring back his mum. Number 4, the 21 Sacraments required the death of 21 people, but Walter was caught and arrested by his 10th murder. Number 5, Joseph tells him that Walter intends on finishing what he started, and that Eileen and Henry are intended to be victim number 20.
Wait, so I understand he was going to be 20 and 21, but surely, so I guess there's no time limit for this, the 21 Sacraments? Because he was put away in jail, right? And he came back. So surely, I guess there's no expiration date for the 21. It's like, if you're stuck on 10, the next one will be 11. You don't get to start over. So I have some questions about that logic.
And 21. Oh, fuck. They must kill Walter before he kills them. Henry heads into the hole in the bathroom wall, leaving Eileen there.
Yeah.
Good luck. Back in his apartment, he makes
hole.
a shocking discovery. Even more shocking than the previous discoveries. There's a secret room in his apartment, and there's Walter Sullivan's crucified corpse. It looks like Walter sacrificed himself to be 11 of 21. That's a passing grade.
Good job.
It looks like Eileen and Henry...
How does he not smell that? if it's like right next to his room, or not room, but right next to where he lives, like a secret room. Surely that must stink, right?
We have to kill a ghost before the ghost kills them. And how do you kill a ghost?
You drink amulet stuff, amulet juice, right? From 3.
That's right, the Crimson Tome.
That's what I was going to say.
Right.
Why didn't you let me say it?
The full name is the Deus Ex Machina Crimson Tome. But anyway, step 1, find part of the original body of the ghost.
Step 2,
how convenient.
Lance the ghost's conjure form with exactly 8 spears.
And number 3,
Bake at 180 degrees for 40 minutes.
Henry finds some keys in Walter's coat. He's finally able to unlock the front door. Finally.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, I like the fact that there's this dead dude in his apartment, and he's just been like, fuck, I bet it's Eileen.
Yeah.
But oh no, everything in the outside
there has to
world
be a
has
smell.
transformed. But at least Eileen is there. At least I have you, Eileen. They traverse through the building to find Frank's apartment. In there, it's Walter's umbilical cord. How's it going? And as soon as he touches it, Henry experiences the memory of Walter.
Wait, didn't he lose the umbilical cord when he was a baby? How would he have a memory of Walter being an adult?
Exposition device.
Maybe
Henry falls onto the floor in pain. Oh, my belly button hurt. Eileen has no time for this. I'm off. Henry heads back to his apartment to find Walter's corpse is gone, and left in its place is a black abyss. Henry decides, I know what to do, and he jumps into the black goo. Down in the abyss, Henry finds a large room with spinning spiky things in the middle of a pool of blood.
Oh look, it's Eileen.
Oh, look out, she's possessed.
Oh, she's walking straight towards her death.
Will Henry be able to save her in time?
Find out in Silent Hill 5.
The closet.
Henry Henry's coming out of the closet.
But also, the conjurer is there, and conveniently, there are 8 spears impaled around the room. Henry presents the umbilical cord to the this is what you want, right? And now all he needs is those spears. But oh shit.
It's
Walter! It's the worst. It's like a high school presentation. Let's just do that at the same time. Walter makes it hard for Henry to get
Hold on, palm cards are in the wrong order.
Oh,
I'll
jeez.
stop, and you can catch up. Walter tries to stop Henry from stabbing all those spears into the conjurer, but
Swing and
Henry
miss.
succeeds, and Walter loses his immortality, allowing Henry to kill him properly forever.
Come here, kid. I'm gonna curb stomp your teeth in.
Dying, Walter reaches towards the sky and calls out for his mum. Eileen is freed from her possession. Oh, Henry, I've woken up. And she and Henry escape out of the room as it begins to crumble.
We see child Walter knock on room 302's door, calling out to his mother. He falls to his knees before fading away.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
The next day, Henry visits Eileen in the hospital. It's a normal hospital this time. He gives Eileen a bouquet. I've been watching you, and I like you a lot.
Oh, it's a fancy cinematic too, not like an in-game one.
Eileen.
Hey, Henry, why you got this hole looking directly into my apartment?
It's for safety, security. The two smile at each other, and it looks like Henry might get a special favor after all.
Oh, the
He's gonna get in her hole.
end.
in the hospital too. Please subscribe to help small YouTuber achieve dream. Okay, so Silent Hill 4 should, I guess, this one is full of holes. Holes in the game, holes in the plot, holes in the place where you stab the thing 8 times with the spears. Holes everywhere. So, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, obviously they were just recapping the game in like 20 minutes, right? So I don't know how much of Silent Hill is in this. Like, obviously they went to some areas in Silent Hill, but in the previous games you were physically in Silent Hill and you explored Silent Hill, which made sense for the name for the games to be called Silent Hill. But this one, you're in a completely different area, but then when you go to your dreams, only part of it's in Silent Hill, right? Or is the city that they're in also in the greater Silent Hill area or so? I don't know. So this was interesting. Like, I don't know how the gameplay was. I only saw the snippets of it, but I mean, some of it was kind of I guess easy to see, easy to read, easy to like think what's gonna happen next. Very what's that word? But anyways, I don't like yeah, it's just the Silent Hill series is just, I don't know. It had to appeal to people, otherwise they wouldn't have made 4, 5, or even more, because I saw the playlist and there was a lot more after this, so it had to have sold decent amount, right? So the gameplay had to be fine, the story had to be fine, albeit a little cheesy, but it is what it is. So yeah, this was Silent Hill 4 Expleened. A lot of holes. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.